Staying with us, we are still discussing the PDP leadership tussle and litigations. Now, SEN, you have said that the PDP should forget about participating in the 2027 general elections.
That's my honest view, yes.
And now the Turaki faction has made the decision to approach the Supreme Court. Would you say that that is necessary at this point?
Very, very unnecessary. I've said it that they won. It was the Damagun group that won. The only thing is that they don't need to walk like a bull in a China shop. They should be strategic. Sit down now. Okay, now that we've been recognized, now that our NWC is recognized, what do we do with that victory? You call a meeting, set up, and you say, tell INEC, the Court of Appeal has nullified our leadership set up in Ibadan. But we still retain the NWC, which existed before that Ibadan Convention. So we want to hold a meeting, an emergency meeting of all stakeholders so that we can elect a new leadership. Short and simple. And at that meeting, expanded meeting, you bring Turaki as caretaker chairman. Bring the national secretary, present national secretary as national secretary. Bring in a Memobong as publicity secretary. Bring all of them and say, this is the interim. Just change their name, do the baptism. Caretaker committee.
Okay, earlier you helped to put certain things in proper perspective. I'd like you to look at these. Some have said that part of the reasons why the appeal court nullified that convention was because INEC was not part of it. No, it cannot be, because the word used is may. The obligation upon you is to inform INEC. Just inform? Inform. You don't have to be there. No, you don't. Whether they come or not, it's optional to them. INEC may come, INEC may not come. So it is not because of the absence of INEC, no. That would be introducing what is not in the law into the law. It is clear that INEC may, without even informing you, come. No, but why do political parties still believe that once INEC is not part or did not attend your Congress, it becomes invalid? Why do they still hold? No, it is not that it is invalid. Unless then you must know what is the build-up to such a convention. For example, in Ibadan, you saw the build-up. One faction saying we cannot hold this convention. The other person say, okay, we must hold it. The other one say, we go to court. A court gives an order. That is when you begin to look and see, is INEC coming? So if INEC comes, it makes it a bit more legitimate. It makes it more believable that the legitimacy is enhanced. But where, for example, the APC has said they are going to hold conventions, I think, in March or so. Whether INEC comes or not does not bother anybody. How many conventions, how many of these world congresses will INEC come? But they're supposed to be there. All they need to do is to inform them. How many what? There are 778 local governments. In fact, I don't know, we have almost over 30,000 wards in Nigeria. How many people from INEC will go and observe what the ward congresses, even local government congresses? Local government congresses, well, maybe the local government officials of INEC, the EOs that might attend the local government, but otherwise the wards, they don't come. So the point I'm making is, it does not matter whether they come or not. The only obligation incumbent on you is to inform INEC 21 days before. But even that has been watered down by Onoren and the dossier, I think it's a dossier in one of their judgments. They say the person that can complain is INEC. Or a candidate, yes. So an interested party can complain. You can, what is your interest if you are not a candidate? They say you have to give INEC, not give Obama Rawuchi. You have to give INEC 21 days notice. INEC has not said you didn't give me 21 days notice. How can you come and say that INEC was not giving 21 days? What's their locus? What's the nexus between you and 21 days and it's not being given? What loss did you suffer?
All right, SCN. The controversy also raises the broader question about the enforcement of court orders in political disputes such as this. Now, when powerful political actors appear to disregard judicial directives, what legal remedies truly exist?
You see, I'll take it from another angle.
if you, the judges should have themselves to blame. I remember in those days, if you are passing a court, you don't even hoot, you don't touch your horn. If you're around the court, you don't laugh. Now people drive past courts and they are blowing horn, and people are walking into court, they are laughing. That aura about judges is no longer there. That aura about the trepidation about courts is no longer there.
So you say the judicial system
It is the judicial system.
It's failing.
Yes, because you cannot, as I am here now, I hear that you serve me paper, just paper. I should be afraid. Why who is taking me to court? But if you give it to a politician and he drops it and says, I mean, who knows justice? Try see and now make we know what we will do.
So are you saying that political actors, are you saying that political actors now are in control of our judicial
system? Largely. Political cases are not decided according to law. At least 70% of them are done. I know you know me.
Okay, let's look at you. Earlier you were talking about what's going forward, what the PDP should do. You said critical stakeholder. I guess you were talking about the National Executive Committee, the INEC, and probably the Board of Trustees.
Yeah, Board of Trustees.
Now, beyond PDP, there are parties that don't have the Board of Trustees, because Board of Trustees, is it a legally recognized entity?
No. It's a party structure. It's optional to you.
So in PDP, it's okay, but other parties,
it doesn't matter. But the PDP, the Board of Directors, call all the chairmen and secretaries of the political parties in 36 states and the FCT. They come, they hold a meeting, that's all. And the decision is taken. Nobody dissolved any of the state executive committee members. They're all there now. So all they need to do
is... So the judgment, this judgment did not affect
No, it affected only the national executive set up in Ibadan. The state officials are elected just like APC elected, I think, last week, before they go for their convention. Yeah. So those ones were validly elected, apparently, because they were done by the Damagun group, which the Court of Appeal maybe accidentally has recognized without setting out to do so. Speak. But that thing, agreeing that they had the power to suspend their national and expel their national secretary, tells you a lot that this is the executive that we recognize. So if they would not say, look, there was a mistake, why are you going to the Court of Supreme? What are you doing in the Supreme Court? Call a meeting next week and all the state chairmen and their secretaries come and you hold a meeting and announce that you have set up.
So what happens in those, is it the 14 states? Because part of the issue was that PDP did have congresses in about half of the states. So would they also be part of the deck?
You see, the thing is, there are certain aspects of this discussion I will be a little bit slow, because I am a lawyer, and there are things I have to be a bit circumspect in discussing. Whether a court can venture into the internal affairs of a party, it becomes questionable. How does 14 states that they don't have executive, what is the business of anybody? How can you be in your house and you're looking into my house? Nobody in PDP has said 14 people were disenfranchised. If they were disenfranchised, they should have gone to court. And unless they went to court. But not that from your house you are peeping into the affairs of the other man's house. You can't do that. But I'm not aware that PDP, the NWC, recognized by Court of Appeal now, led by Damagun, that conducted congresses and said, we had congresses. It is not for anybody to say they didn't have congresses, including the Court of Appeal, in my humble opinion. It's like they say, Lamido, Sule Lamido was, they cannot hold convention without Sule Lamido. That flies against the Supreme Court judgment in Timi Presiva. When Timi Presiva was governor, they excluded him. And he went to the Supreme Court and said they have a right to exclude you.
So how can the Court of Appeal now turn around and say they don't have a right to exclude Sule Lamido?
All right. SCN, very quickly, because of our time, you just admitted to the fact that political actors actually control the judicial system.
Let me use a more...
You want to play it safe now. But looking at what is happening within the PDP, would you say there's a danger that political parties will now begin to weaponize litigations as a political strategy?
You are trying to make me, because I'm a lawyer. We are the people who they come to pay to go to court. so I don't know how you want me to react.
The cut off the bread from you.
You want me to remove the bread from my...
Just answer honestly. As a Nigerian.
In all honesty, it only calls upon you to look well before you make certain decisions regarding legal representation. It's not the noisiest people that are the best people. You bring people who look you in the face and tell you are wrong. There are people who say go to court so that you will pay them. And when they lose, they say go on appeal. But there are people who will look you in the face and say this thing you are doing is wrong. Like if anybody has sought my opinion, I would say don't hold that convention. Because the order of James Omoto show is clear. Don't take one step. The order of Lifu is clear. Don't try it. And you go. Then you go back to the same court. A court is a court. And you go back to the same court and say, how can you do that? It's just like what Ojukwu and Lagos State did. While Ojukwu was on appeal, they filed a motion for stay. And the Lagos State government sent thugs and bulldozers and they threw Ojukwu out of office. The last Lodge House, the father's house.
Okay, Esther, I know you're not a politician, but ahead of 2027, what has just the Court of Appeal ruling on the PDP has thrown up a lot of things. Earlier, you were saying that if you were to advise them,
yes,
you would say focus on rebuilding ahead of 2031.
Exactly.
Now, what does that say of the opposition political parties in Nigeria? Not just talking about
what
PDP.
does that mean in Nigeria? What does that mean in Nigeria? When we have 34 governors in APC now. Bala and Makinde. And then Soludo and
Oshun.
and Oti and Oshun. So 5. So if you remove 5, that's 31 governors. So what can they do to 31 governors? If the president wants to raise money, all he needs to do is, I need please 31 governors, I need 5 billion from each state. And what do you think they will do? Some will bring 6.
So it's like a fait accompli.
There's no. How do you run an election? You see, people joke with this man called Tanimu. If we go back a little bit, Tanimu was the only UPN governor standing. It is that single
AD governor.
yes, governor. that has given you APC. He wasn't. In fact, when he finished his term, he bought a form to contest the Senate seat. Eventually, he said, no, Remy, come and go. And he went back, started reorganizing the party, took AC from Tinubu, from Atiku.
All right, SCN.
And they eventually got 5 Yoruba states. From 5 Yoruba states, had an alliance with Buhari. And
unfortunately, we are
people
out
are not
of
ready
time.
to plan.
Thank you so much, SCN.
Thank you so much, SCN. Always a delight speaking with you. This is where we'll leave the conversation this morning. Thank you so much.
It's always a pleasure. Thank you. Always a pleasure.
Thank you for being a part of our conversation. That's where we'll draw the curtains for today. But we'll hand you over to Lagos, where Ibrahim and the rest of the team are standing by to continue with the rest of the show.
Thank you very much to Jesu Adeoye and Eshomo Moimodu for that insightful conversation. Thank you.